Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today in this unimportant review, we got the Marvel Legends Gameverse figure of Gargantos from the Marvel fighting games. Now, main reason I picked this up, kind of a unique figure in a way, because it's sure this giant tentacle monster, big eyeball, kind of has dual purposes for your collection if you're collecting Marvel or anime, if you get my drift, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of got dual purpose in the collection. That and I really love the old Marvel fighting games, like Marvel vs. Capcom, the arcade fighting game. They're pretty much like my quintessential versions of every single Marvel character. Like, I just want those looks for them. So, like, I love the blue Venom, love the way Captain America looked, Wolverine, you name it. And hopefully they release more. Currently we have everybody except for War Machine and the War Machine set. So I still have to acquire that, but we'll probably do some reviews of the other ones. But I wanted to start with this one because this is just like, I feel like the nuttiest one of the bunch. So for the package, you get the sweet pixelated image of him on the front, which honestly, if you're an inbox collector, this is a kind of a sweet looking box. Not gonna lie. I kind of wish that instead of having this set up on the back, or just like him sort of in a victory pose, that they would have just had a way of being able to see the figure in the back box. I think I would have preferred that more, especially if you are an inbox collector. Then it would kind of give you the option to be able to, like, on the back, you could show the figure. On the front, you have the sweet display option if you wanted. But anyways, I totally grabbed the dude here and did not, something in my brain, I was like, he doesn't have an accessory, we're all good. Totally didn't grab it. There we go. His little spiky ball. Also grabbed a Marvel Legend just to kind of compare. I should have grabbed an anime girl. I think I can get one out of here. Hold on. Actually, it's probably one of the more appropriate. Well, sort of appropriate. We got this one. She looks like she's already kind of ready for that kind of scenario. All right. So, anyways, first and foremost, we need to get man, I keep thinking I'm going to say his name wrong. Gargantos out of his cardboard prison. He will just be an eyeball. I'm going to have to actually unfocus here just so you guys can see a little better, because this guy is surprisingly huge. So you're going to get the illusion. The illusion's going to get broken a little bit. I haven't actually messed around with this Poseability too much since we did the live stream of unboxing not too long ago. But you'll get out of the box, you'll get the eyeball, spiky bits, and then the 6 tentacles. I don't know where I was getting 8 from, that you'll have to attach into the eyeball here, which pretty simple. They just click in once you hook them in. There's not really, like, I think they're pretty much the exact same limb for each one. You can even see for some of the detailing, it's the same like dimples and divots in the same sections for each one. So it doesn't quite matter. But I guess we'll start with his articulation. So probably the coolest thing is his eyelids actually open and close. So each one shifts individually, so you can kind of all right, sorry. Usually don't edit these unimportant reviews because they go up on our Patreon in advance, and they're meant to just be kind of quick, dirty videos. But you guys don't need to hear my little girl screaming repeatedly in the background. It's kind of been a concurrent theme with some of these videos lately. But anyways, you could get some nice posability there if you want them kind of like looking like he's sleeping, or maybe a little like almost kind of excited. And the eyeball here also shifts around. So you just use your thumb and just kind of pose it accordingly, which I think is probably one of the most unique things that Marvel Legends has ever given us, to be honest. Also, because that was the other thing when I seen this guy for his price, I was just like, I'm pretty much just buying a giant bendy figure for like $70. But that's pretty sweet, if I'm not going to lie. And then for the tentacles, you can get some forward and back shifting because they are on a hinge for each one. And then you can rotate them. Feels like a ratchet when you rotate them. And then each tentacle is its own bendy wire, so you can shift them around accordingly. And get quite a bit of play with each of these. Like I said, I haven't messed around with them too much to really get a good feel for the poseability. It was kind of like I just set that up so I can get him to sort of stand. She's a bit on the smaller side. The only thing is I feel like the wire, because you'll see right here, it just resets. The wire stops like right around this section here on the tentacle. So if you are going to kind of use it to bend inward to hold things, it doesn't really work quite that well. Because especially if I look at the picture, like the picture on the back here. Well, I guess how they have it set up, it would sort of work. I'm actually going to attempt to try to pose them sort of like how this is. So it's kind of wavy. Like that. And then this one is bent in. And this one comes around. Is that the far side one? It's so hard looking at this thing. trying to get the gist of how it's supposed to be going. But like I said, you can kind of contort these tentacles in a way that it'll hold. I have to rotate that one a little bit. I totally did not remotely do what I wanted there. Almost need to kind of like bend this hand in so he's almost like going to be doing a Gucci goo. So if you're attempting to make it look like it's constricting around her, oh yeah, that's pretty doable. They just do. It'll work. Granted, I think for most people, you're going to be using, say, we got the Marvel Legends Venom, and then just beating the ever-living tar out of this thing is essentially it. So I would say posability-wise, it could be like a little frustrating to get this guy upright. It takes a little bit of messing around with, but it is doable. And definitely makes for a fairly unique looking thing on your shelf. For the closer details, we'll zoom back in, so we don't break the illusion too much, but it does have, it's pretty much dark green with a normal green dry brushing over top of it, so it gives it a little bit of depth to the colors. The nice thing too is the colors don't stand out too much between the more harder rubber that you have going on with the main body and then where the tentacles happen. It's got like a nice little transition between the colors, so it doesn't have, it's not very like off-putting where it's like there's like a general like hard shift between each of the sections, which I really like. The only thing is I wish they maybe would have got a clear piece of plastic for the eyeball. It's got a very matte finish to it, and I really wish it was more of a gloss. Now, that being said, you'll see that I'm putting my thumbs all over this thing, and it doesn't have thumbprints on it. Which, that's kind of nice, I guess. Because then it would be like you're adjusting and having to always like use a microfiber cloth to get it to look presentable. But he's also got the little tentacles on the tops and bottom. Nothing going on really on the back. It's just one kind of... looks kind of like a meatball. In the best of ways. The tentacle detailing is also really solid. It's got a little added depth here and there with some divots and pivots. Each of them kind of have this little extra bend at the tip of the tails. But that is the big difference between them, is 3 of them have this going on, and then 3 of them have the hooks. So I just put the hook ones on the top to use them more like arms. And then this one down here was used for the legs. And then he also comes with a little spiky ball that has a little display stand peg, which I don't think... looking. Did he come with a little stand for that? I don't believe so. I just see a holder for the ball and that piece. I don't recall him coming with an actual stand, but he does have a little peg hole here in case if you wanted to. I was going to say, can you fit him in the finger? Not really. So if you do have like a Tamashii stand or something similar, you can get a little bit extra play there just to make it look like he's throwing them. Or just some kind of stand. Most of them are pretty universal between each of them. But the eyeball actually looks really good too. It's got this clear piece of plastic over top of it, and it's painted on the undersection. So it makes it look a little bit more realistic. The greens on it are a little bit darker than the main body, as you can see here. And maybe we'd like to see more of this green that you see on the back kind of have the same shading on the front here. And again, also we're just really like to have seen a little bit more of like a glossy finish, because the ways the eyes look between both of them, they just look kind of muted. This one's got a bit more of a shine to it, but the whites for the eyes very grayed out. And then just some metallic, more like steel colored plastic for the spiky bits. But overall, super solid. And overall for the guy, I think he's pretty sweet. In terms of Marvel Legends, I don't know if it's would be my favorite per se. But I will say that for his price point, I'm pleasantly surprised with it. Because there's been a couple Marvel Legends that's been like, these are like upcharged because they're more like deluxes. And you're just like, why did I spend so much on this thing? This, I definitely feel like, in terms of just like overall heft, I kind of got my money's worth. I like that he comes with an extra accessory. And honestly, decently posable and fun to mess around with. So if you guys were interested in picking them up, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Go ahead and help support the channel if you guys are already buying your figures. Next, we'll probably be reviewing the Juggernaut, because why not? It's getting loud upstairs. We're going to end this video so you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. If you guys like keep up the day with you and donate, greatly would appreciate it. And we also got a new t-shirt shop, a Dashery, if you guys would like to get our logo on some of your t-shirts and whatnot. There's stickers. There's a sweet dad hat that I want to get for myself, which I have to order here. So we got that started up because we made the new logo just recently. There's other fun stuff. There's the Etsy shop down below too, if you guys like to get some custom beams or commissions done. Mention the Patreon. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.